Talk about what you want to do in the second half. Expect the adjustments from Ohio State. And it starts at 0-0 again for the final 30 minutes.
Well, we've had big plays. We've had a dust-up, as Todd would call it. A fight that sent 3 players to the locker room for the rest of the day. And through a half, a little bit of talking going on right now as both teams are heading to the huddle. And they're going to try to separate everybody down there before we have another dust-up here at halftime. 21-21. Get them in the tunnel. Get them warmed up. We still got 2 big quarters coming up from the big house in Ann Arbor. Ohio State trying to stay perfect at 12-0 before their matchup with Michigan State in the Big Ten title game. And Michigan trying to ruin that season and trying to win their own 8th game of the year. We've gone seesawed back and forth in this one. Michigan scored first. And back and forth we've gone to where we are right now. 21-21 at halftime. Capital One halftime report is coming up next.
This is the Capital One halftime report, and 21 apiece is not what anyone expected. Ohio State's used to being in games where there's 42 points scored in the first half, but it's usually just that.
This is the greatest thing about rivalry games. With all the emotion that surround them, the underdog always plays up. We saw that Thursday night with Mississippi State. You saw it last night with Oregon State. You're seeing it today with Michigan. This is the best the Wolverines have looked all season long. Tons of emotion in this game going back and forth. We saw that already in this football game. And I think the key right now for Ohio State on defense, they got to do a better job finishing plays behind the line of scrimmage. They got to do a better job making tackles in space. The key for Michigan is going to be the play of Devin Gardner. Turnovers have plagued his season all year long. If he can avoid the big disaster play in the second half, Michigan can pull off the upset in this game. This is the best weekend in college football. It's because of this, the emotion in these rivalries.
You saw the dust-up. 3 players ejected from that game. We are told because the fight occurred in the first half, the players will be eligible to play in the next game. We're going to double-check that to make it sure, but just the same, they're not playing the rest of this game. So Michigan and Ohio State tied at 21 apiece. The second half still to come. Meanwhile, the Michigan State Spartans know they faced the Ohio State Buckeyes in the Big Ten championship game. They've had a tremendous season. They have yet to lose in conference play. Their only loss was to Notre Dame. And today taking on Minnesota, who's had a terrific season as well. Jeremy Langford